Welcome back to Learning the Tarot. Today we are talking about the Six of Swords. Now thankfully, this time, the two books at least kind of had the same general idea. Little different, and honestly I'm still leaning towards thinking that the interpretation from the Modern Witchcraft Guide to the Tarot is the more, better of the two options, but at least this time they were kind of on the same page. Unlike last time. So the imagery to go along with this card, because of course we have to always point that out, it feels so weird because every deck is going to do it differently. Unless it's based on the Rider-Waite, it's going to be different. So it just feels weird to always be putting so much emphasis on the imagery for these guidebooks, but whatever. So the premise is that the card is supposed to show somebody going through water, and they're leaving their troubles behind if it's upright. Which is basically the premise of this card upright. You are moving away from the sorrow, the loss, regrets, whatever that is in the past, and you're going towards a new journey, a new life. You're leaving that behind. You've got a new adventure ahead of you. And honestly, it kind of feels like you're able to go past whatever the situation is. You've got the wisdom, you're now using it towards whatever your new thing is that you're moving towards. And basically, if this is upright, it's the smooth sailings card. So whatever you're going towards, you now have the wisdom to back yourself up from, again, whatever. Because, that's the thing is, so many of these are, based on this. It feels weird. Again, where is my storyline that we had with the wands? This doesn't feel like there's anything. We're just kind of wandering aimlessly through various meanings. But yeah, whatever you've gone through, you now have the wisdom to go forward to whatever you're wanting to go towards. And that new adventure, whatever you're doing, you will hopefully, so says this card at the current point, you'll have good sailings. It will go well. It's the reverse of what you're going through, or what you've gone through. There's happiness and joy and peace on the other side, and not horribleness that's behind you. It's supposedly a good card, for the swords at least, and you're going towards whatever. Honestly, some of these cards, you could really look at them and be like, is this a yes or a no? And you could ask your tarot deck yes or no questions, because upright would be a yes. Reversed would be a no. Speaking of which, let's talk about the reverse of this card. So reversed, obviously, you're stuck in that problem. I like to think of it like you're stuck in the mud of whatever it is going on. The remorse, guilt, loss, sorrow, whatever, those heavy emotions are weighing you down, and it's like trying to paddle through mud, and you're just not making progress. And you're just gonna wear yourself out before you get anywhere, really. And sometimes you could be the one holding yourself back. It could also just be that this isn't the right time to pursue whatever it is you're wanting to pursue. Whatever you're wanting to go towards, whatever that adventure is that you're wanting to go towards, now ain't the time. It could be fear and just outdated ideas that are holding you back. Going into something new is terrifying, and so you might be the one holding yourself back. Could also be things around you that it's just not it. Regardless, this is just once again, a delay card. Basically, this card tells you that right now, if it's reversed, you still need to work through your stuff before you proceed. So at the very least, they had talked about you might need to postpone your freedom, and I would immediately flashed back to so many of the jobs I've worked at where you do have this feeling of I need to get out, I need to go on a new adventure, I need to get out of this place, and leave behind all of this colorful language for the place that I'm working and go into something new. And then if you had pulled this card, it would be yeah, not right now. And honestly, that would suck. These cards, the swords, are such dream crushers. Yes, if it's upright, you got good things going for you, but man, when you don't, these cards, I swear, I've said it every time, they are what the memes are about. The wands were not this rude. It's these ones. The swords are so mean. Nah, you don't get freedom right now. Just postpone that. Postpone your adventure. Postpone your journey. It's not gonna happen right now. And once again, I don't know about this imagery, how it would really, happen in other decks. And it does make me question, if I was to make my own, how would I do this? Eventually it is something I want to do, but for now, when I think about the decks that I currently own, I'm very curious. I want to go grab all of my decks and be like, what do you show? because I don't have like a Rider-Waite, well, I think I might have one, but I don't use it. It's not my favorite imagery to use. Most of my decks are very like their own thing. And so it's very strange to like have so much of the card meaning based on how the card looks in the Rider-Waite. Like, has anyone else had that? Because, like, it feels so weird. Because, again, I'm thinking of, like, the Dragon Tarot that I flipped through in, like, December, January-ish. And, like, that card, what would it show? Because I don't remember it having a rowboat on a river. Like, it didn't have that. And, like, even, like, the Enchanted Forest Tarot that I've been using, I don't think it's gonna have that either, because it's, like, supposed to be a forest. Like, there are so many cards that I'm like, and even then I have, like, I think it was, like, the Dream Raven or something. It's a very watercolor Raven deck. And even that, I'm like, I don't know that it's gonna have this imagery. So it feels weird to have such an emphasis on how the card looks for the meaning in a guidebook that's like not tied to a specific deck. It's so weird. Like, I'm just curious, like, I don't know. When I look at my other guidebooks, like, they do emphasize their own imagery, but I feel like for a book just on tarot in general, it feels weird to have such an emphasis on the imagery for a deck that people may or may not be using. Like, I know Rider-Waite is like the standard, but I don't know, it's just weird. Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing it because learning the tarot is like a whole thing. But yeah, so anyways, here we are for the Six of Swords. I would love to hear your interpretations of this card in the comments down below. Huge thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names here on the screen. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.